should have care. Where's the master? Play the men.
I pray now, keep below. Do you not hear him? You mar our labor. Keep your cabin. You do assist the storm.
Nay, good. Be patient.
When the sea is, and what care these whores have for the name of king? Keep your cabin. Silence. Trouble us not.
Good. Yet remember whom thou hast aboard.
None that I more love than myself. You are a counselor, and you can command these elements to silence and work the peace of the prison. We will not hand it no more. Use your authority. If you cannot, give thanks you have lived so long.
I have great comfort from this fellow. Methinks he hath no drowning mark upon him. His complexion is perfect gallows. Stand fast, good fate, to his hanging.
Down with the topmast! Yah! Lower! Lower! We will fly with the main course! A plague upon this howling! They are louder than the weather of our office! Yet again, what do you hear? Shall we give over and drown? Have your mind to sink?
Oh, pox your throat, you bawling, blasphemous, incharitable dog!
Work you! What? Must our mouths be cold?
The king and prince at prayer. Let's assist them, for our case is as theirs. I'm out of patience. We are merely shooting our lives for terror. And now sing with the king. Let's sing with him. I give us 1,000 furlongs of sea for an acre of barren ground. Long heath, room, birds, anything. The will's above be done. But I would fain die a dry death. By your arms, my dearest mother, you have put these wild waters in this roar, allay them. Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. A brave vessel who had no doubt some noble creature in her dashed all to pieces. Oh, the cry did knock against my very heart. Poor souls, they perish.
Oh, be collected, no more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Woe betide.
No harm. I have done nothing but in the care of thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospera, master of a full poor cell, and thy no greater mother.
More to note and never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee further. Lend thy hand, pluck my magic garment from me. Oh, so lie there, my art. Wipe thou thine eye, have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have with such provision in mine art so safely ordered that there is no soul, no, not so much perdition as an hair, be hid to any creature in the vessel which thou heardst cry, which thou saw'st sink. Sit down, for now you must no farther.
You have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding stay, not yet.
The hour's now come. The very minute bid thee ope thine ear. Obey and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came into this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou wast not out but 3-year-old.
Certainly, ma'am, I can.
By what? By any other house or person? Of anything the image, tell me, that has kept with thy remembrance.
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream than an assurance that my remembrance warrants. Had I not 4 or 5 women that once tended me?
Thou hast, and more, Miranda. But how has this kept with thy mind? What seest thou else in the dark backward and abysm of time? If thou canst remember aught ere thou camest here, how thou camest here thou mayst.
But that I do not.
12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since thy mother was Duchess of Milan and a pinnacle of power.
Ma'am, are you not my mother?
Thou art my daughter, and thy mother was Duchess of Milan, and thy her only heir, and a princess no worse issued.
Oh, the heavens! What foul play we came from thence, or blessed was we did?
Both, my girl. By foul play, as thou sayest, were we heaved thence. But blessedly hold hither my sister and thy aunt, called Antonia. I pray thee mark me that a sister should be so perfidious. She, who next thyself of all the world I loved, and to her put the manage of my state, which at that time, through all the signories, it was the first, and Prospera the prime duchess, being reputed in dignity and without parallel to the liberal arts, those being all my study, the government I cast upon my sister to my state grew stranger, being transported and wrapped in secret studies. Thy false aunt, dost thou attend me?
Certainly, ma'am, I do.
I pray thee mark me. I, thus neglecting worldly ends, dedicated to closeness and the bettering of my mind with that which was but by being so retired or prized all popular rate, and in my false sister awakened an evil nature. And my trust, like a good parent, did beget of her a falsehood to its contrary, as great as my trust was. She did believe she was Duchess, executing the face of royalty with all prerogative. Hence her ambition growing. Dost thou hear?
Your tale, ma'am, would cure deafness.
I, poor wench, my library was dukedom large. Of temporal royalties she thinks me now, confederates with the King of Naples, to give him annual tribute, to pay him homage, and bend the dukedom, yet unbowed, alas, poor Milan, to such ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens!
Now mark her condition, and the event, and tell me that this might be a sister.
I should sin to think but nobly of my grandmother. Good wombs have borne bad kin.
Now, the condition. The King of Naples, being an enemy to me inveterate, hearkens my sister's suit, which was that he, in lieu of the premises of homage, and I know not how much in tribute, should presently extirpate me and mine out of the dukedom, wherein a treacherous army levied, one midnight, fated to the purpose, did Antonia open the gates of Milan, and in the dead of darkness, ministers for the purpose hurried hence me and thy crying self.
Alack, I, not remembering how I cried out then, will cry it o'er again. 'Tis a hint that trains mine eyes to it.
Hear a little further, and then I'll bring thee to the present business which now is upon us, without the which the story were most impertinent.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Well demanded, wench. My story provokes that question. Oh dear, they durst not. So dear the love my people bore me, nor set a mark so bloody on the business, but with fairer colors painted their foul ends. In few, they hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea where they prepared a rotten carcass of a butt, not rigged, to us, and to sigh to the wind, whose pity, sighing back again, did us but loving wrong.
Alas, what trouble was I then to you?
Oh, a cherubim thou wast that did preserve me. Thou didst smile and fuse with a fortitude from heaven when I have decked the seas with drops full salt. Under my burthen groaned, which raised in me an undergoing stomach to bear up against what should ensue.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine, some food we had, and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan, Gonzala, out of her charity, being then appointed the master of this design, did give us with rich garments, linen, stuffs, and necessaries. Knowing that I loved my books, she furnished me with volumes from mine own library that I prize above my dukedom.
Would I ever but might see that lady?
Now I arise. Sit still and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here in this island we did arrive, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princesses can, who have more time for vainer hours, and tutors not so careful.
Heavens, thank you for it. But now, I pray you, ma'am, for still 'tis beating my mind, your reason for raising this sea storm.
Know thus far forth, by accident most strange, bountiful fortune now, my dear lady, hath mine enemies brought to this shore. And by my prescience, I find my zenith doth depend upon a most auspicious star, whose influence, if now I court not, but omit, my fortunes will ever after droop. Here cease more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, servant, come. I am ready for you now. Approach, my Ariel, come.
All hail, great master! Great man, hail, I come to answer thy best pleasure. Be it to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride on the curled clouds. To thy strong bidding, task Ariel in all her quality.
Hast thou, spirit, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article. I boarded the king's ship, now in the deck, now in the waist, in the beak, in every cabin. I flamed amazement. Sometimes I divide and burn in many places.
My brave spirit, who was so firm, so constant to this coil, would not infect his reason.
Not a soul, but felt a fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation. All but mariners plunged into the foaming brine and quit the vessel, then all afire with me. The king's son Ferdinand was the first among them, with his hair upstanding them like reeds, not hair. That jumped, leapt, cried, hell is empty and all the devils are here.
Why, that's my spirit. Was this not nigh shore?
Close by, my master.
But are the Ariels safe?
Not a hair perished. On their sustaining garments, not a blemish, but fresher than before. And as thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The king's son Ferdinand have I left by himself, to whom am I left cooling the air with his sighs, and sitting with his arms in this sad knot.
Of the king's ship, the Mariner, say how thou hast disposed, and all the rest of the fleet.
Safely in the harbor is the king's ship, in the deep nook where thou once calledst me up at midnight. As for the rest of the troop, which I dispersed, they have met together and are upon the Mediterranean afloat, bound sadly home for Naples, supposing that they saw the great king's ship wrecked and his great person perish.
Ariel, thy charge exactly is performed. But there's more work. What's the time of day?
Past the mid-season.
At least 2 glasses. The time twixt 6 and now must by us both be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, I pray thee remember me what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
How now, Moody? What is thou canst demand?
My liberty.
Before the time be out, no more.
I pray thee. Remember, I have done thee worthy service. I've told thee no lies, made thee no mistakings, served without grudge or grumble. Thou didst promise to bait me a full year.
Hast thou forgot the torment that I did free thee from?
No.
Thou liest, malignant thing. Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax, whom with age and envy was grown into a who? Hast thou forgot her?
No, ma'am.
Thou hast. Where was she born? Speak, tell me.
Ma'am, in Argier.
Oh, was she so? I must once in a month recount what thou hast been which thou forgett'st. This damned witch Sycorax, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible to enter human hearing, from Argier thou know'st was banished. And for one thing she did, they would not take her life. Is this not true?
Aye, ma'am.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. Thou, my slave, as thou thyself reportst, was then her servant, and for thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her earthy and abhorred commands, refusing her grand hests, she did confine thee, with the help of her more potent ministers, and in her most unmitigable rage, into a cloven pine, within which rift imprisoned thou didst painfully remain 12 years. Then was this island, save for the sun which she did litter here, a freckled whelp hag-born, not honored with a human shape.
Yes, Caliban, her son.
Dull thing, I say so. He, that Caliban, whom now I keep in service. Thou knowst best from what a torment I did free thee. Thy groans did make wolves howl and penetrate the breasts of ever angry bears. It was a torment to lay upon the damned, which Sycorax herself could not undo. It was mine art, when I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master.
If thou more murmurst, I'll rend an oak and peg thee in his knotty entrails till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, ma'am. I will be correspondent to command and do my spiriting gently.
Do so, and after 2 days I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master. Well, what shall I do? Say what? What shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea, be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eyeball else. Go, take the shape, and come hither in it. Go with diligence. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well, awake.
The strangeness of your story has put heaviness in me.
Shake it off. Come on, we'll visit Caliban, my slave who never yields us kind answer.
'Tis a villain, ma'am. I do not love to look on.
But as 'tis, we cannot miss him. He does build our fire, fetches in our wood, and serves in offices which profit us. What ho, Caliban? Thou earth, thou speak.
There's wood enough within.
Come forth, I say, there's other business for thee. Come, thou tortoise. When? Fine apparition, my quaint Ariel, hearken thine ear.
Oh, my lord, shall be done.
Thou poisonous slave got by the devil himself upon thy wicked dam, come forth!
As wicked do as ere my mother brushed with raven's feather from unwholesome fin, drop on ya both. A southwest blow on ya and blister you all over.
Oh, well, for this, be sure tonight thou shalt have cramps, side stitches that pen thy breath up. Urchins shall forth at vast of night, that they may work all exercise on thee. Thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than bees that made 'em.
This island is mine! By Sycorax, my mother, which thou hast taken from me! When thou camest first, thou wouldst strokest me, and makest much of me. Wouldst give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light and the less that burn by day and night. And then I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle. Fresh springs, brine pits, barren place, and fertile. Cursed be that I did so. All the charms of Sycorax, toads, beetles, bats, light on you. For I am all the subject that you have, which once was mine own king, and now you stymie in this hard rock, whilst you do keep from me the rest of the island.
Thou lying slave, whom stripes may move, not kindness. I have used thee, filth as thou art, with human care, and lodged thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Oh, would it had been done, the isle else would be peopled by Calabas.
Abhorrent slave, which any print of goodness will not take me capable of all ill. I pitied thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other, when thou didst not savage know thine own meaning, but wouldst gabble like a thing most brutish. I endowed thy purposes with words that made them known. But thy vile race, though thou didst learn, had that int which good natures cannot abide to be with. Therefore wast thou deservedly confined to this rock, who hadst deserved more than a prison.
You taught me your language, and my profit on it is I know how to curse. The Red Plague rid ya for learning me your language.
Cadseed hence, fetch us in fuel, and be quick, thou art best to answer other offices. Shrugs thou malice? Or if thou neglectst, or does unwillingly what I command, I'll rack thee with old cramps, fill all thy bones with aches, make thee roar that beasts shall tremble at thy din.
No, I prithee. I must obey. Her art is of such power it would control my damned god Setebos and make a vassal of him.
So slave hence.
Come unto these yellow sands, and then take hands. Curtsy while you have, and kiss the wild waves whist. Footed featly here and there, and sweet sprites bear the burden. Hark, hark, the watchdogs bark. I hear the strain of the shutting chanticleer cry, cock-a-diddle-down.
Where should this music be? In the air or the earth? It sounds no more, and sure it waits upon some god of the island. Sitting on a bank, weeping again, the king, my father, racked. This music crept by me upon the waters, allaying both their fury and my passion with its sweet air. Thence have I followed it, or it hath drawn me rather, but 'tis no more. No, begins again.
Full fathom 5 thy father lies, of his bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were his eyes, nothing in him that doth fade. But suffer us ye change into something rich and strange. See him soundly ring his knell. Ding dong. Hark now, I hear them. Ding dong bell.
The ditty does remember my drowned father. This is no mortal business, nor no sound that the earth owes. I hear it now above me.
The fringed curtain of thine eye advance, and say what thou seest yond.
What is't? A spirit? Lord, how it moves about. Believe me, ma'am, it carries a brave form, but 'tis a spirit.
No, wench. It eats and sleeps and hath such senses as we have such. This gallant which thou seest was in the wreck. And though he be something stained with grief, that's beauty's canker, thou mightst call him a goodly person. He has lost his fellows and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine, for nothing natural I ever saw so noble.
It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it. Spirit finds spirit, I'll free thee within 2 days for this.
Most sure, the goddess on whom these airs attend, vouchsafe my prayer, may know if you remain upon this island, and that some good instruction you'll give, how I may bear thee here. My prime request, which I do last pronounce, is, oh, you wonder if you be maid or no.
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens! I am the best of them that speaks this speech, were I but where 'tis spoken.
How the best? What wert thou if the King of Naples heard thee?
A single thing now, as I am, to hear thee speak of Naples. He does hear me, and that he does I weep. Myself am Naples, whom never since it ebb beheld with mine own eyes, the king my father racked.
Alack, for mercy.
Aye, faith, and all his lords, the Duchess of Milan, and his brave son being twain.
The Duchess of Milan and her more braver daughter could control thee if now 'twere fit to do it. At first sight they have exchanged eyes. Oh, quaint Ariel, I will free thee for this. Good sir, a word. I fear you've done yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my mother so ungently? This is the second man that Aaron saw, the first that Aaron sighed for. Pity move my mother to be inclined my way.
Oh, if a virgin, and your affection not gone forth, I'll make thee the queen of Naples.
Soft, sir, one more word. They are both in either's powers, but this swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. One more word. I charge thee thou attend me. Thou dost here usurp the name thou owest not, and hast put thyself on this island as a spy to win it from me, the Lord on't.
No, as I am a man.
There's nothing ill can dwell in such a temple. If the ill spirit have so fair a house, good things will strive to dwell with.
Follow me. Speak not you for him, for he's a traitor. Come. I'll manacle thy neck and feet together. Sea water shalt thou drink. Thy food shall be the fresh brook mussels, withered roots, and husks wherein the acorn cradle. Follow.
No. I will resist such entertainment till my enemy has more power.
Mother, have pity, for he's gentle and not fearful.
What I see, my foot, my tutor? Put thy sword up, traitor, who makest a show but dares not strike. Thy conscience is so possessed with guilt. Come from thy ward, for here I can with this stick make thy weapon drop.
Beseech you, mother.
Pinch not on my garments.
Have pity, I'll be a surety.
Silence! One word more shall make me chide thee, if not hate thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush. Thou thinks there is no more such shapes as he, having seen but him and Caliban. Foolish wench, to the most of men this is a Caliban. And they, to him, are angels.
My affections are then most humble. I've no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come on, obey. Thy nerves are in their infancy again and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My spirits, as in a dream, are all bound up. My father's loss, the weakness which I feel, the wrack of all my friends, nor this woman's threats to whom I am subdued, are but light to me. Might I but through my prison once a day behold this maid, all corners else of the earth let liberty make use of. Space enough have I in such a prison.
It works! Come on. Spirit, thou hast done well, fine spirit. Follow me. Hark, what else thou will do me?
Be of comfort. My mother's of a better nature than she appears by speech, sir. This is unwanted which now came from her.
Thou shalt be free as mountain winds, but then do all points exactly as my command. Come, follow. Speak not you for him.
Beseech you, sir, be merry. You have cause, so have we all of joy, for our escape is much beyond our loss. The miracle, our preservation, few in millions can speak like us. Then, wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Peace.
He receives comfort like cold porridge. The visitor will not give more so.
Look, she's winding up the watch of her wits.
By and by it will strike.
One, tell.
If every grief is entertained that's offered comes to the entertainer,
$1.
Dolour comes to him indeed. You have spoken truer than you purpose.
You have taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, my lord,
Does she have her tongue?
therefore, my lord,
Spare!
well, I have done. But yet, I
She
would...
will be talking.
Which, of she or Adrian, for a good wager, first begins to crow?
Deal then.
The cockerel.
Done. The wager?
A laughter.
A match.
Though this island seems
So you're paid.
uninhabitable and almost inaccessible,
Yet.
yet
He could not miss it.
it must needs be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperance.
Oh, temperance was indeed a delicate wench.
And as subtle as he most splendidly delivered.
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs and rotten ones.
Or was perfumed by a fen.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True. Satan means to live.
Of that there's none, or little.
Lush and lusty the grass looks. How green.
The ground indeed is tawny.
With an eye of green it.
Ooh, she misses not much.
No, she does but mistake the truth totally.
But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit,
As many vouched rarities are.
is that our garments, being as they were, drenched in the sea, whose, notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new dyed than stained with salt water,
If but one of her pockets could speak, would it not say she lies?
Or very falsely pocket up her report.
methinks our garments seem now as fresh as when we were in Africa at the marriage of the king's fair daughter Claribel to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Nice has never before been graced with a paragon to their queen.
Sir, we were talking that our garments seem now as fresh as when we were at Tunis, at the marriage of your daughter, who is now queen.
And the rarest that e'er came there.
Is not my corset, sir, as fresh as the first day I wore it? I mean, in a sort.
That sort was well fished for.
When I wore it at your daughter's marriage.
Cram these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense. But that I never married my daughter there, for coming thence, my son is lost. And in my rage she too, who is so far from Italy removed, I ne'er again shall see her. O thou, mine heir, of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Sir, he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the water, the surge most swollen that met him. His bowed head above the contentious waves he kept, and oared himself with good arms and lusty stroke to the shore, that over his wave-worn bases bowed, as stooping to relieve him. I not doubt he came alive to land.
No, he's gone.
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss that would not bless our Europe with your daughter.
Peace.
You were kneeled to and importuned otherwise by us all, and the fair soul herself. I fear forever. Naples and Milan have more widows of this business making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault your own.
Who is the dearest of the lost?
My lady Sabina, the truth you speak does lack some gentleness and time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
It is foul weather in us all, good sir, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather.
Oh, very foul.
Had I plantation of this isle, my lord,
She'd sew in with nettle seed.
Oh, docks or
and
mallows.
were the queen on it, what would I do?
Escape being drunk for want of wine.
In the Commonwealth, I would, by contraries, execute all things, for no kind of traffic would I admit. No name of magistrate, letters should not be known, riches, poverty, and use of service, none. Contract, succession, born, bound of land, tilt, vineyard, none. No use of metal, corn, or wine, or oil. No occupation, all men idle, all. And women too, but innocent and pure. No sovereignty.
Yet she would be queen, aunt.
The latter end of her commonwealth forgets the beginning.
All things in common nature should produce without sweat or endeavor. Treason, felony, sword, pipe, knife, gun, or need of any engine would I not have. But nature should of its own kind bring forth all poison, all abundance to feed my innocent people.
No marrying among her people?
Oh, none. All idle. Just whores and knaves.
I would, with such perfection govern, sir, to excel the golden age.
Oh, save her majesty!
Oh, long live Gonzaga!
And do you mark me, sir?
Pity no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do well believe your highness, and did it to minister occasion to these gentle folk, who are of such sensible and nimble lungs that they always used to laugh at nothing.
Oh, it was you we laughed at.
Who in this kind of merry fooling, I am nothing to you, so you may continue and laugh at nothing.
Ooh, what a blow is there given!
And it had not fallen flat long.
You are gentle folk of brave metal, You would lift the moon out of her sphere if she were to continue in it 5 weeks without changing.
We would so, and then go a back-fouling.
Oh, nay, good lady, be not angry.
No, I warned you. I would not adventure my discretion so weakly. Will you laugh me asleep? For I am very heavy.
Go sleep and hear us.
Also soon asleep. Mine eyes with themselves shut up my thoughts. They are inclined to do so.
Oh, please you, sir, do not omit the heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow. When it doth, it is a comforter.
We too, my lord, will guard your person as you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wonder is heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It's the quality of the climate.
Why doth it not then hour I would sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all, as by consent, dropped by a thunderstroke. Oh, what might, worthy Sabina, what might? Oh, no more. Oh, and yet, methinks I see it in your face. What thou shouldest be. The occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
Art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and now speakest out of thy sleep. What is it thou didst say? What a strange repose, to be asleep with eyes wide open, speaking, standing, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
My noble Sabina, thy lettest thy fortune sleep, die rather, weakest whilst thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There is meaning in thy snores. Prithee, say on. The setting of thy cheek and eye proclaim a matter from thee, and a birth indeed which throws thee much to yield.
Thus, this lady here hath almost persuaded the king that his son is alive. 'Tis as impossible that he's undrowned as he who sleeps here swims.
I have no hope he's undrowned.
Oh, from that no hope, what great hope have you? No hope that way lies another hope so high that not even ambition can pierce a wink beyond. But doubt discovery there. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
So tell me, who is the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle?
Oh, Clarabelle, she who is queen of Tunis, she who lives 10 leagues beyond a man's life, she that from Naples can receive no note, she that from whom we all were sea swallowed, though some cast again, and by that destiny to perform an act, whereof what's past its prologue, what to come, and yours and my discharge.
What stuff is this? How say you? 'Tis true my brother's daughter's queen of Tunis, so is she heir of Naples.
How can she measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis, and let Sabina wake. Say this were death that now hath here seized them. Why, they'd be no worse off than they are now. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your sister Prospera.
Ah, true. And look how well my garments sit upon me now, much feeder than before. My sister's servants were once my fellows, now they are my men.
But for your conscience.
Oh, my lady, where lies that? Here lies your brother, no better than the earth that he lies upon. If he were what he now resembles, that's dead, which I, with my noble steel, 3 inches of it, can lie to bed forever. Whilst you, doing thus, for the perpetual wink of eye, to this ancient morsel, this Sir Pruitt
incident. As thou gottst Milan, I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the queen, shall love thee.
Draw together. When I raise my hand, you do the like and fall it upon Gonzala.
Oh, but one word.
Oh, okay, well.
My master, through his art, foresees the danger that you, his friend, are in. And sends me forth, or else her project fails to keep them living. While you here do snoring lie, open-eyed conspiracy her time doth take. If of life you give a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake, awake.
Let us both be sudden.
Now, good angels, preserve the king! Hey, no, awake! Why are you drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
What's the matter?
Whilst we stood here securing your repose, even now we heard a hollow burst of bellowing like or rather lions. Did it not wake you? It struck my ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Oh, 'twas a din to fry the monster's ear, like an earthquake. Surely the roar of a whole herd of lions.
You this, Gonzalo.
Upon mine honor, sir, I heard a humming, and a strange one too, which did wake me. I shaked you, sir, and cried, and as mine eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise, that's verily. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, or else we quit this place.
Leave off this
Let's
ground.
draw our weapons.
Let us make further search for my poor son.
Heavens keep him from these beasts, for he is sure in the island.
Lead away.
My queen Prospera shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on to seek thy son.
All the infections that the sun sucks up from bogs, fens, flats on Prospera fall and make her by inch meal a disease. Spirits, hear me, but I needs must curse. But they'll nor pinch, nor frighten me with urchin shows, pitch me in the mire, leave me like a firebrand in the dark out of my way unless she bid 'em. But for every trifle are they set upon me. Sometimes like apes that mow and chatter and then bite me, and sometimes like hedgehogs that lie tumbling in my barefoot way and mount their pricks at my footfall. And then am I all wound with adders, who with cloven tongues do hiss me into madness. Lo, here comes one now, and to torment me for bringing in the wood slowly, I'll fall flat. Perchance he will not notice me.
There's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all. And another storm brewing, I can hear it sing in the wind. Yon same cloud, yon huge one, looks like a foul bombard ready to shed its liquor. If it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot help but fall by the pale fools. What have we here? A man? Or fish? Dead or, alive? Oh, fish! Oh, very ancient and fish-like smell. Sort of, not of the newest, poor John. Were I in England, as once I was, and I had but this fish painted, whew, not a holiday fool there but would pay a piece of silver. There would this fish make a man. Oh, but any strange beast there makes a man. When they wouldn't give a doit to relieve a lame beggar, but they would lay out 10 to see a dead clown. Legs like a man, but his fins like arms. Oh, warm am my trump! Whew. I do now let loose my opinion. I hold it no longer. This is no fish, but an islander who hath recently suffered by a thunderbolt. Alas, the storm has come again. My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There's no shelter whereabouts. Misery acquaints those with strange bedfellows. I'll shroud myself here till the dregs of the storm be past.
I shall no more to see, to see. Here I shall die ashore. This is a scurvy tune to sing at one's funeral, but here's to my comfort. The master, the swabber, the boatswain, and I, the gunner and his mate, loved Meg, Ma, Marjorie, and Miriam, but none of us cared for Kate, for she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, "Go hang!" She loved not the saber, a pitcher of tar, but a tailor could scratch her where'er she did it. Tote at sea, boys, and let her go hang. This is a scurvy song, too. But here's to my comfort.
Do not torment me!
Oh, what's the matter? Do we have devils here? Do you put tricks upon me? Oh, with savages or men of inn? I've not escaped drowning to be afeard now of you and your 4 legs. Or so it shall be said, as proper man go forth on 4 legs will not make him give ground. And it'll be said so again while Stefani breathes at nostrils.
Do not torment me!
Oh, this is a monster of an island that hath 4 legs and you. But where should he have had our language? I will give him relief if it be but for that. And if I can keep him tame and get him to Naples, he's a fine present for any emperor that trod on neat leather.
His spirit torments me. I will bring the wood home faster.
Oh, he's in his fits now and does not speak the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle, and if I can relieve him, I won't take too much for him. But he that hasn't will pay, and that soundly.
Thou hast done me yet but little hurt, but thou wilt not. I know it by thy trembling. Prospero works upon thee.
Oh, come, open your mouth. This'll give language to you, cat. Come, open your mouth. This'll go to shake your shaking, and that soundly. You do not know who's your friend. Open your chaps again.
I should know that voice. Or it should be. Oh, but she is drowned and these are devils. Oh, desert me.
4 legs and 2 voices. This is a most delicate monster. His forward voice speaks well of his friend. His backward voice utters foul speeches and detract. All the wine in my bottle will revive him. Come! Amen. I will pour some in thy other mouth.
Stefani!
Does thy other mouth call me? Oh, mercy, mercy. This is a devil. I will leave him be. I have no long spoon.
Stefani, if thou beest, Stefani, speak to me. Touch me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard, thy good friend Trinculo.
If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I will pull thee by the lesser legs. If any legs be Trinculos, these be them. Thou art very Trinculo indeed. How did you come to be the siege of this mooncalf? Can you vet Trinculos?
Oh, I took him to be struck by a thunderbolt, but I got not drowned. Oh, I hope thou art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? I hid myself under that dead mooncalf's gabardine for fear of the storm. Oh, Stefani, thou art alive. Oh, 2 Neapolitan skate.
Oh, prithee, do not spin me about. My stomach is not constant.
These be fine things indeed. And if they be not spirits, that is a brave goddess, and bears celestial liquor. I will kneel to her.
How did thou come hither? How did thou escape? I escaped on a butt of sack that the sailors did heave overboard. And by this hand, I made this bottle out of the bark of a tree since I was cast ashore.
I'll swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for that liquor is not earthly.
Come, swear then how escape.
Oh, I swum ashore, woman. I swum like a duck. I can swim like a duck, I'll be sworn.
Kiss the book. Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art built like a goose.
Oh! Stefani, hast any more of this?
The whole butt, man. My wine is hid in a rock by the cellar or by the seashore. Ah, how now, monster? How are they used?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Oh, out of the moon, I assure you. I was the man in the moon when time was.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog, and thy bush.
Come then. Swear to that. Kiss the book. I will fill it with new contents anon. Swear. Here.
Oh, by this good light, this is a very shallow monster. I afeard of him, a very weak monster. And the man in the moon, poor credulous monster. Well drawn, monster, in good suit.
I'll show thee every fertile inch of the island, and I'll kiss thy foot, I prithee, be my goddess.
Come down and swear to that.
Oh, most perfidious and drunken monster, when God's asleep, he'll rob her bottle. I could laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster. Scurvy monster. I could find it in myself to beat him.
Oh, no, come kiss.
But that the poor monster's in drink.
I'll show thee where the fresh springs are. I'll pluck for thee berries. I'll fish for thee. I'll bring thee wood enough. A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll bear her no more sticks, but serve thee, thou wondrous woman.
Ridiculous monster to make a wonder out of a drunkard.
I'll take thee where the crabs grow. I'll show thee a jay's nest. I'll teach thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll catch for thee a young scamel from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
Oh, prithee, we will, but lead with not so much talking. Tranquilo, the king and our company being all but done, we shall inherit here. Well, Tranquilo, bear my bottle. We will fill him by and by.
Farewell, master. Farewell, farewell.
A howling drunken monster.
No more dams I'll make for fish, nor fetch in firing at requiring, nor scrape trencher, nor wash dish. Ban, Caliban has got a new master. Get a new man. Hide freedom, hide freedom.
Oh, lead the way, brave monster.